Hello everyone and welcome to round number 15 of the Race Department Formula 1 Championship here on the PlayStation 4. Not a lot of people are out on track at the moment. I think Sean is actually the first man out on circuit. I'd like to welcome you all back after our week's absence. Last week we did have a bit of an issue with PSN, meaning that we couldn't hold the race. This week, as you can see, we are back and we are ready to go. This is qualifying for the race. Are we running properly on Twitch? We are indeed. And yes, hello Ben in the stream chat. Not really a lot to talk about as we get underway. Just a reminder that Michael, aka Shellay, who was our runaway championship leader, retired from the series after the Italian Grand Prix, so he won't be back. That does of course mean that it's now a two-horse race for the championship at the moment between Mitchell and Ben. That'd be Raymith 92 and Clay 14. I should probably get the timing up, shouldn't I? Everybody on the super soft tyre, as expected. Fantastic turn in there by Sean. Double apex right-hander of turn number 8. Well, 7 and 8. This is 9. 10 into 11. Through turns 13. This is 14. Oh, big slide coming out of there. DRS wide open. This will be our first lap time into the final corner. DRS open again, and what's the lap time going to be? It's going to be a 31.7. Let's see if anyone can beat that. Fanta Fruit Twist goes up to third with a 32.6. Johnny then beats him on a 32.4. Who else is on any sort of a lap? Mark goes up to the pole position with a 31.3. That's a very good lap time. Half a second on the pole. Where is Mitchell on circuit? He's nowhere near completing his lap. Mikey crosses the line and goes third. Decent lap time. There's Alex in fourth. Got Gattis in fifth, having completed his lap. Brown there in 8th, Martin in 9th. Here comes Ben, who aborted his qualifying lap and puts it in the wall almost. Don't do that too hard, because yeah, you will end up retiring the car. I'm going to follow Tom out the final corner. Drew goes up to 7th, Mitchell goes up to 5th. Tom goes up to 4th. Great lap time. 31 hundredths of a second slower than Mikey Wolford there in third. I think Milos is there in 19th. We've got Harry in 20th. He's got the DRS open, so he's obviously about to complete his fast lap. And apparently the race is going to be wet, so this is going to be pretty good. As Harry aborts his qualifying. So back to Milos. I do apologise if I sound a little bad today. Cold problems. He goes up to 12th. And that's the end of the first run. Oh look, there's Ash in the Sauber. Good to see him back. Doesn't really talk to us anymore. We do miss our resident Ginger. He's the only one out on circuit, I believe. Moment, Jerry. Not sure if this is a hot lap or not. I think it is. I think Tom's cruising back to the pits also. Now, if it is a wet race, I can't imagine the guys are going to be saving tyres in and out of the pits. Hold on the brakes for Jerry. Into the last corner and into the pits, so that was obviously his in lap. I do wish the game would tell you that. Milos has run completely out of fuel. Ash has started his hot lap, so we're going to follow him for a bit. Our current championship retired, should I say, championship leader is in the chat. Good evening to you, Michael. Nice to see you coming along to watch. Oh dear, Ash has lost it. Down at the turn 10 and 11 complex. It is quite a tricky corner, especially if you dip a wheel on the grass on the way in. Ben's on an out lap. Mark's coming out the pits. Sean is on an out lap. Is there anyone on an actual lap? Johnny, I think, just started his. Also about to start his lap. Going to take a nice wide exit. Cut in, get better traction. Will actually reach a faster speed across the start-finish line. Hard on the brakes. Switch is on board. Wheel spin on the exit. Nice there, through turn 3. 75 metres before the corner. Gets the car in nice and safely. Through the lovely turns 5 and 6. Just a lift. And there's some drivers downshifting in there. Oh, look, the brakes into turn 9. It's turn 10. 11 is here. Don't know what happened to Johnny there. Very tricky corner this. Back end likes to step out on you. Some straight line speed he's hitting down. 197 miles an hour. Oh, he locks up that left front, still gets the front end in. Sean goes fastest on a 31.1. Where does this put Mitchell? Mitchell goes 6th. Improved his time, I think, but didn't improve his position. Oh, just about wide enough. Don't really want to be any wider than that. We've got 3 minutes left of overtime, as I like to call it, because the checkered flag is out. And of course you get 3 minutes to complete your laps. And there's Mikey dropping it. I managed to keep the forward momentum. DRS open, so he's still going for it. So he obviously doesn't believe that he lost too much time with it. Hard on the brakes. Gets the front end in nice. Foot to the floor. And he goes up to 3rd with that lap. I think Ben, Alex and Tom are the only ones on track at the minute that could do any sort of lap. Oh, and as I say that, Tom completely messes it up and runs off. So we're going to go to Ben. He's just about to come into the final corner. He aborted his first lap. Oh, sorry, it was Gattis, I think, abandoned his fast lap. And Ben goes up to 5th. And if I'm not mistaken, that indeed ends qualifying for the Malaysia Grand Prix. There is your grid. Wow, that's a close grid. Top 11 covered by a second. Should have said the top 10 covered by a second. You've got Drew, Martin, Jerry, Fanta Fruit Twist, Harry, Milos, and Ash. 23 seconds off the pace in last. But of course he did mess up his one and only flying lap. 15 seconds remain and we will be back. For the race, which I believe is going to be wet. We'll see just how wet in a minute. Oh, there you go. There's the pack of cards bouncing in the pit lane. And the race is starting immediately, so I hope everybody is ready. As you can see, the race starts in 15 seconds. And here we go. Got 5 lights, and away we go in Malaysia. Does everybody get away well? Yes, they do. Immediately 4 wide in the middle of the pack. Look at that. Mark with a fantastic start into the lead. Mikey into 2nd. So that's a very bad start for Sean. Oh, there's contact there with Sean and Ben. Ben up to 4th place. Oh, we've got Toro Rosso in the back of the shot. That's not Tom, that's Johnny. In the barriers. Managed to escape it though. That's an interesting... Wow, and the guy there with a penalty immediately. Cutting the corner and gaining an advantage. Great start there by Ash. He was last. He's up to 16th already. Hopefully he can come through the field. That would be very good to see. Further out the field, Tom's lost a couple of places. He's obviously struggling with the car. So Gattis is going to make the move on him as well. Oh, that's very brave, but what a move! Somehow managed to pull that off. And here comes Harry up the inside. They give each other enough room on the exit. Side by side we go. I'm not sure if Tom got a better exit or he's got less wing. We'll see down this straight. Is Harry going to pass him? As Mikey apparently takes the lead. Just going to stick with this for a moment. Harry does pass Tom. Tom really struggling. Gets into the back of Harry a little bit. He's going to allow Brown to come through. At least have a look. Down into turn 4. Mitchell making movements in the background as well. Tom holds the position. He's really under pressure. He needs to try and forget about the cars now around him. And they're back into single file and try and get his head down a bit. Drew all over the back of Brown. Mikey's had issues. He's dropped to second. Sean goes through. Wonder how much of a lunge it was. That's an interesting camera view as Ben runs very wide. Won't want to be doing that too much. Weather and AstroTurf don't mix. Ben right up behind Mikey, down into the last corner. Mark's starting to pull away a little bit. Be interested to see how Sean, if he can, try and close the gap. He's not going to do it on this lap because Mark's just set the fastest lap of the race. Mitchell up to 11th. Not sure what happened to Mitchell actually, because pretty sure he qualified higher than that. Also not sure how the weather's going to progress. Everyone seems a little bit more settled. Johnny down to 60 after his off-track excursion from earlier. He's got Ash in close proximity. In fact, Johnny's actually having a go at Milos. There's the two horses just bringing up the rear of the field. Oh, look at that Sunny Delight up into 13th, up to 12th. Contact there. A little bit more contact with Jerry. They managed to get through. Guy up the inside of Jerry. More contact on the exit. So it's going to happen in the corner like that. guess this is our Armageddon zone for the week. Down the inside goes Johnny. Johnny gets that place nicely. Jerry almost loses it. As we go 3 wide down the pit straight, he's going to lose both of those spots. So poor Jerry lost 3 spots in one move. Oh, and there was contact up ahead. There's a bit of front wing. There's a bit of Milos's front wing. So Jerry gets that, at least one of those spots back. I will confidently say that this is our Armageddon zone for the race, at least at this point in time. As I say that, it cools down. Ash up to 17, so he's dropped a spot. Well, he's about to gain one. Milos has run wide. Back up to 16th goes Ash. I'm trying to see. It looks like it stopped raining. So if anybody stayed with a dryish setup, might be in luck. Because the rain has stopped. Martin up to 17th. Milos obviously struggling with a bit of damage to his left front wing. Assuming he's going to pit shortly. Mikey with the fastest lap of the race. There are the fastest laps on lap 5 of the race. Drivers getting used to the circuit. I can't imagine the drivers are going to stay out too much longer. As I say that, one of the horses pits. Milos pits. What tyres are they going to put on? They're on slick tyres. That's brave. Both of them are on slicks. Milos almost bids it immediately. Maybe the track's just not there yet. Keep an eye on those sector times. That Brown up 9 places, Harry up 8. Nobody off the lead group pits yet as Harry almost drops it. Mikey closing in. Gaps are spread out now. But like I said, it's getting drier, so seemingly this race is going to heat up very shortly. Oh, problems there for Mitchell. Well, maybe not a problem, but he's just been passed by Caprison and Guy. Ash pits. He pits for the super soft tyre. The other horse is in the pits. Martin's in the pits. So like I said, keep an eye on these guys. We'll have to see on the next lap what the fastest lap times are. Because remember, these guys, this is their out lap, so the lap times won't be that quick yet. Yeah, this is in the 51s. DRS is enabled. So in game speak, that's a bit of a dive bomb there from Milos. Where did he run the horse out of road? Race leader in. Mikey stays out. Sean pits. This is going to be very interesting. Incident in sector 3. This guy spins. Mitchell pits. Everybody's pitting now. Apart from first and second. Guy doesn't stop. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? Of course he doesn't stop, we just saw that. Do ignore me. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. How far up the road are Sean and Matt and Mark gonna be? There you go. Nice to see that Milos gave that position back, seemingly. They're still in the 51, so they're still not that fast. Mitchell's only just in the 49th on the super soft. Ben's past Mikey somewhere. Mikey obviously struggling for grip, and that's a big gap. Well, Ben still doesn't pit. Mikey dives in. Surely guys got to pit this lap. Oh yeah, Mikey lost a lot of time. Matt's already passed him. Mikey's not even had his pit stop yet. Where is he going to come out? I think Ben's made a mistake here. Where's Mikey come out in 10th place? Make that 11th. Ash with the fastest lap of the race, a 45.3. 43.3 there for Martin. Now the cars behind are getting in there. Slicks is the right tyre to be on. Guy's still not stopped yet. What is he doing? Just to put this into perspective, when they crossed the line, Ben was 14 seconds in the lead of this race. He's now just 6. He's now just 5. Problems for Ash as he's in the gravel. I believe that's down at turn 5. 2.7 seconds is now the gap between. And he still doesn't. What is he doing? Maybe he doesn't want to win this race. What on earth is going on? What is he doing? Do him and Guy know something that I don't? Look at the ease that Mark just drove round the outside. And Sean's going to drive past him too. What is he doing? Johnny, 38.5, fastest lap of the race. Guy now pits. Oh, look at this. Bent sideways into turn 4. This is going horribly. what he would have wanted at all. Anyway, back down the field, we've got Mikey there in 10th. He's all over the back of Brown. That's Ben getting overtaken by more cars. Mikey's there up to 9th. Doesn't really surprise me, he's 2 compounds softer than the car he just passed. Is he going to pass Ben here? This way, oh, he is! He just passed Ben! He's gone! So guy pitted and put the intermediate tyre back on the car. Now Ben pits. Very well could be dead last when he comes out of pits. Really don't know what that strategy was about, as he's on intermediates. That's not right. I hope it's not right. Otherwise he's an idiot. Well no, Guy is definitely on inters. Be more rain, but your tyres are going to be screwed by the time the rain comes. Guy goes around again and goes round and into the barriers. And retires. What on earth is going on? Ben struggling to even keep it in a straight line. Mikey on Drew. Let's see what Drew can do about this. Well, nothing at the minute because he's already fallen 6/10 behind. Really don't understand. Oh, maybe I do now. It is raining. That is rain. But I don't know if Ben's tyres, Ben now the only man on the intermediate tyre, I don't know if they're going to last long enough to make anything of this. By the time Mark pits from the lead, he's already back out in front of him, so I don't get the point. It's pretty slippery already, to be fair. Is that spray already? A little bit. Harry and Gattis having a pretty good scrap down to turn 4. Gattis going to try and undercut. No. Mitchell's just passed Jerry. And they've both passed... I think I've exhausted all of our juice puns, because I can't really remember anymore. goes Guy. Into the yellows. Oh, that was close. Oh, he did tag him. Johnny was just a little bit too close to the back. Fanta fruit twist. And he's Austin Powersing it back onto the racetrack. Down to 16th he goes. Ash pits and Tom's pits as well. So they're obviously going on to the intermediates. Drew pits as well. Oh, Ben's a DNF. Ben's retired from the race. I think he's given up. No damage on the car, from what I could see. Now this is interesting. Tom is on the full wet tyre. Everyone else on the inters. Now I know it says Drew is on the slick tyre, but he's on the intermediates. You won't be driving that quickly on slicks. I can tell you that for nothing. Just one of Codemaster's lovely bugs. Oh dear, that was a big slide there from Jerry. As it was from Brown. Down the inside goes Jerry. A little bit of contact. Drew has just passed Tom for 7th. Tom's on the full wet. I think he's expecting it to get a bit heavier. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Certainly doesn't look wet enough for wets yet. In comes everybody else. Oh dear, Mikey, that was close. I know Mikey likes to live on the edge, but that's a bit ridiculous. Oh, look at that, we've got a change for the lead. Sean takes the lead from Mark in the pit stops. Not sure if Mark got held up. Oh, and there's Johnny out of the race. He's binned it and retired. I wonder where Tom is on the racetrack. He's struggling to keep that in a straight line, so he needs it to get. He needs the rain to get heavier very quickly. Here's the Armageddon section. Brown, Jerry, and Caribbean Crush. I didn't think of KA Black Grape actually. Unless that was one of my ones from last week. There goes Mitchell around the outside of Tom. And Jerry down the inside of Brown. Turn 9. Oh dear, that was close. Tom admitting defeat. Out goes Ash. Who has seemingly parked it and left, unless he spun out. Can't imagine that was much of a rage quit, because he doesn't normally do that. Oh dear! Wow, how did Jerry save that? Sunny Delight getting his elbows out. Tom's retired from the session. That wet weather tyre call did not work. I'm going to follow this fight for a while. I think for the next race, we, especially if Charlie's here, I think we're going to move on to alcoholic beverages. If Caribbean Crush races in that one. I'm sure between the two of us we could come up with many alcoholic beverages. Oh, and that's Brown almost running into the back of Jerry. Not sure what that weave was about. It was weaving like Beyonce's head. Allowing Smirnoff to get away. Back near the front you've got Gattis and Mikey. Mikey's been within 6/10. Last few laps. He's usually extremely good in the wet. Very good traction out there, is it? This is only lap 17 of 28, and you got an even worse exit out of that corner. Come on, Mikey, get your head down, for God's sake. Back to the Jerry Brown fight. Got a bit less wing. Brown's just completely made a hash of that. Rain looks like it's getting a bit heavier now. Maybe the wets will be the tyre to change on. We've got, what, 11 laps left? It's possible. 5 retirements from this race. Tom, Johnny, Ash, Ben, Guy. Ben and Guy were the 2 unlucky guinea pigs that tried to stay out on the intermediate tyre when the track was dry. Then when they finally came into the pits, they went back out on it to no avail. Both ended up parking their cars. Tom, as you can see, he came out of his second stop and went onto the wet weather tyre which was not the tyre to be on, so he's another one that parked it. Oh, down the inside. Oh, what was that? There's a block pass, and then there's that. And Jerry's still got to drive straight past you. Oh, that was close. Thought they were going to hit each other there. I'm going to keep an eye on the gap to Martin as well, because Martin could get himself involved in this if they keep this up. If they don't take each other off, that is. Ben's finally through. Sorry, Bram's finally through. Unfortunately, the race has pretty much died out at the moment. Unless these wet weather tyre stops come into play. No one's really doing anything at all. I don't know what's wrong with Mikey. He cannot get any sort of run out of these last two corners. And that's really heavy rain now. There's got to be some wet weather tyre stops by the end of this race, surely. The rain coming down that hard. Jerry trying to Brock Lesnar his car around. Oh, look at that. That's Martin and Milos going at it. Remember I mentioned Martin a minute ago? I thought he was closing up on the battle in front of him. Turns out he's getting attacked from behind and passed. Or not. Are they side by side? They are side by side. Oh, careful of the lag, boys. I do like this camera angle because you can see that Martin's got McDonald's into it. You see, you don't see that from that angle. From that one, yes you can. His PS4 leaning out of his window to the next door's house. Oh! Maybe he heard me. Milos threw up to 12. See what kind of pace he has. Jerry's only 8 seconds down the road. And Brown has pulled out 1.2 seconds. Oh, no he hasn't. He's gone off. Got another retirement. That's a rage quit if ever I've seen one. That's down at turn 4. I don't think I've ever seen a car make it down into that gravel track. That's got to be a rage quit. Yeah, that is turn 4. Actually, I tell a lie, I think Johnny Herbert managed to get to that tyre barrier back in 2000. Mikey closing up on the back of Gattis again. If he could just sort out his bloody corner exit, he might be with a chance of passing, but again, he lost 2/10 on a corner exit. Oh, as I was saying that, I was sort of thinking in my head, where did Gattis disappear to? He must have run wide in turn 13. And Mikey up into 5th place with that. And that's really heavy rain. Like Hasnain has said in the chat, these tyres seem perfectly well with that. It's a bit weird. I almost wonder why they bring the wet tyre in at all. Jerry and Brown at it again. Got the Force India's bookmark in the points positions at the minute. Sean currently leading the race. Jerry in the final points position. And yeah, look at that. Mikey's actually pulling away from Gattis. Up ahead. Six laps remain. Gattis pits. I'm interested to see what tyre he puts on. He's probably actually going to try and go for the wets. Or not. Or yes, he has put on the wet tyre. Six laps to go. I'm not sure it's worth it. Or it could turn out to be a stroke of genius. Jay with that faster straight line speed, Brown can do nothing about it. Oh, that was nicely parked on the apex there. Relatively clean driving from the pair of them. Let's see what their lap times are compared with Gattis, who's on the wet. I think they're closing in on him, so not sure that strategy worked, but like I said, still 6 laps left. And I tell a lie, this is of course round 16, not 15. Or is it? No, it is round 15. So next round will be the Japanese Grand Prix. Which also tends to be rain interrupted at some point. Although I kind of hope not, because judging by this race, it's not been a cracker, has it? To be perfectly honest. This has pretty much been our entire race. Martin pits, so I think he's going to the wet. again, don't think it's a great decision because Gattis is exactly flying right now. Then again, I guess when you're that far down, you got nothing to lose. You're at the points anyway, it's worth a try. The one remaining Haas pits, also for wets. Oh, Brown, that's going to be tight. Don't try to pass it to there. I mean, it is doable, but only if the guy you're overtaking wants you to do it. Oh dear. Jerry and Brown have come a cropper. Broken left front wing there for Brown. Is he going to carry on or is he going to pit? He carries on. Gattis pits again, so I think he's pitting for Inters. And to boot, he's got a 5-second stop penalty. And out of the race he goes. So we're now down to just, if I make that 13 runners. Out of 20. Martin's driven off the circuit. So the wets are clearly useless. And unfortunately, thanks to that contact, that fight between Jerry and Brown is finished. The only one left is Harry and Mikey out of nowhere. To Harry for Mikey to build up the back of it. Martin's cried enough and he pits too. We're down to 12. I believe we are. I think he's going to rejoin. He does indeed rejoin the circuit. Brown pits. Back to the battle for fourth. Going to extend what is effectively his championship lead. Oh, and they're coming up behind lap traffic as well. Not sure why Mike isn't trying to square the corner off a bit more. Oh! Out goes Martin from the race. Oh, and he's crashed it. Oh, look at this. Here comes Mikey down the inside of Harry into turn 4. And through goes Mike into fourth. Oh, Harry's going for the look down the inside. Somehow they both got out of that. Mikey doing the age-old, I'm going to turn in whether your car is there or not. So get it out of the way. Look at that, that's a lovely camera shot of them two drifting through there. 2 laps left of the Malaysia Grand Prix. Sorry, the Malaysia Grand Prix. Oh, for once, Mikey actually got drive out of a corner. I'm stunned. Oh, look at that. Mark and Sean have gotten quite close. I don't know if they're close enough for me to start playing the R. Kelly. I think Harry's dropped off the back of Mikey as well, so he doesn't really want to get a bit romantic come the end of the race. I will keep an eye on that gap though, as we are set to start the final lap of this race. Nine-tenths of a second is the lead. It's Harry and Mikey back at it again. Oh, both of them sliding out the corner. So maybe Harry does want to get a bit romantic at the end of the race. Oh no, Mark's got a puncture. Mark from second place has got a left front puncture. So this fight between Mikey and Harry is now turned into a fight for the podium. As of course, unless anyone else gets a puncture. I wonder if they know yet. I've got to say, it's going incredibly quickly for someone with a puncture. He might actually get away with this. Yeah, there's a punctured left front. But somehow he's actually gonna get away. He might not get away with second, but he'll get away with third. Mikey's not going to be very pleased with that. He can't catch up a guy who's had a puncture for a lap. Oh, oh, how cruel! How cruel! Through goes Alex. Oh, what happened there? Did Alex give that back to him or what? Mikey comes home in 4th place. Harry comes home in 5th. Drew's going to take 6th. I actually think Alex is going to give that back to Mark. Yeah, there you go. Drew takes 6th. Mitchell's going to take 7th. Candy Crush is going to take 8th. Jay's going to come across the line to take 9th. Milos is going to take 10th. At the final point. And his teammate, once he gets the car out of the gravel, will come home and take 11th position. Any minute now. Oh, please don't crash it. Oh, there we go. What a stylish way to take the flag. So there is, of course, is your race winner. Second place does indeed go to Alex. And Mark does take 3rd. How many wins is that for Sean now? I make that Sean's 3rd win of the season. There you go. Sean wins from Alex, Mark, who finished an entire lap with a left front puncture. Mikey there in 4th, Harry in 5th, Drew in 6th, Mitchell in 7th, Caribbean Crush in 8th, Jerry in 9th, Milos in 10th, and then you've got the last 2 finishers. Unusual amount of retirements. Most of that was their own problem. There you have it. I think my driver of the day, I'm gonna... That's a bit of a hot. Well, yeah, I'll just give it to Sean. It's between Mark and Sean, but I'm gonna give it to Sean. Once he got out in the lead, he was never seen again. So yeah. Not the classic that we're usually used to seeing in this league, unfortunately, but we are, like I said, hoping to change all that next time out, next Tuesday, as long as PSN holds up. It's going to be the Japanese Grand Prix from Suzuka. Do hope you join us for that. Thank you very much for tuning in if you have, and I shall see you, hopefully with Charlie, next time out.